Cheryl Smith. She is going to talk to you guys about her experience, okay? Take it away.
I work in the infectious disease department. I'm one of the clinical research coordinators, and I do clinical research on a study that mainly deals with patients who are HIV positive and Hep C positive. And do you guys remember how many sticks we had in 2018? 2018, 144. I think I was number 144. So on December 19th of 2018, I had a Sharps injury where the vacutainer tube broke away from the needle where you put the vacutainer, and it stuck me in the thumb. And if you've ever actually took a minute to look at those, that's a huge needle. The patient I was drawing blood on was hepatitis C positive with a viral load that was over 5 million. So that's already substantial. So I kind of had a very bad feeling about that stick the day that it happened. Within 3 weeks, I started feeling ill. I had extreme fatigue, and I'm going to tell you there were a few other things happening with me at the time, and it made it a little hard to tease out what was really wrong. The first week in January, my mom passed away, so I, was grieving. And I also had a very serious case of bronchitis, and they had put me on steroids, and I wasn't feeling good to begin with. So as January progressed, I started getting sicker. I had a few things that started to happen beyond the fatigue. My urine became discolored, so I was spilling bilirubin in my urine. It turned amber colored. And then I also developed a rash on my abdomen, directly where my liver is, as plain as day, bright cherry red. And I looked at that and I thought, what the heck is that? I'd never seen anything like that in all my years of working in the medical field. So the process is that at 6 weeks they retest you. So of course I was HCV negative when I had the stick. When they did my first viral load, I was over 600,000 within days. I mean days, 3 days. I was at 6 million. Within 48 hours after that, I was over 7 million for a viral load. So I got sick very, very quickly. At that point, my liver enzymes went from being normal. My AST and ALT were in the teens. They went to over 600. And my peak, where I would say was the first and second week in February, my AST was over 2,000. My ALT was 1,700. My bilirubin, which climbed a little behind my liver enzymes, ended up going up to 7.8. I was jaundiced. I was itching. It's hard for me to express to you how sick I felt because I was this close to complete liver failure. They had to take me off all my daily meds. I was completely bedridden. I couldn't get out of bed. I had absolutely no appetite. I didn't even want to drink water. My husband would come upstairs and force me to take sips of water every day. That really intense feeling of illness lasted for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Then I could at least get up and shower without being exhausted. That was my only activity. I might wander downstairs for a half an hour, then I went right back upstairs to bed. It wasn't like, oh, I'm resting in bed and I'm watching TV and life's good. No, I didn't even want the TV on. I didn't want noise. I didn't talk to anybody. I just felt that ill. If my liver would not have rebounded, I would have needed a liver transplant. So I came very, very close to that. The only lab that didn't elevate to the degree of diagnosing me with fulminant hepatic failure was my INR. It went up, but it stayed within normal limits, the highest normal, and then eventually, very slowly over time, everything started to come back down, including my viral load. So the viral load was kind of interesting, 6 million, 7 million, back down to 600,000 at the end of March. So I'm still off of work in March. I still can't really even, I would have to lay down after taking a shower every day, putting on clean jammies, and that's pretty much all my daily activity. Went in to see the doctor, and my viral load went down to 35. So there's about 15 to 18% of the population that will clear the Hep C virus on their own. And I thought, yes, it's going to be me. And I just had that in my head that that was going to happen. And I was feeling, you know, really good, like, okay, this is turning around. And she said, okay, let's wait 2 more weeks, we'll recheck it. Well, it started to go right back up again, and very quickly. So they had to put me on medication. They had to wait to start me on medication until my liver enzymes came down enough so that they thought it was safe enough for me to go on the meds. And I ended up being on Epclusa. I was on that for 3 months. So far, I've had 2 negative viral loads, so I'm very happy to report that. I have 1 more for a recheck in September, and then I will be considered cured. If for some reason that does not come back non-detectable, there's another medication that they will start me on immediately. So medications, 3 months, there are side effects. I can tell you the things that happened to me. The first 2 weeks were the toughest. I had terrible GI upset. I was very fatigued again. And I would even say a little bit of mental confusion. I was entering data into REDCap, part of our research study, and I kept making these little mistakes, and I just got annoyed with myself. What is wrong with me? And then I kind of went back and reread my package insert again and realized this medication is having more of an effect on me than what I had realized. It was also my first time back to work, and I have to tell you, I probably came back to work just a little too early by a couple weeks. So I think if I would have done that at home, it wouldn't have been maybe quite so difficult. So imagine if this were you, having to be off of work for 2 straight months, how that would derail, you know, your schedule and your plans. It was hard on my family, so I had to come home and tell my husband, look, this happened. And then once we realized I was getting sick, I was very careful to begin with coming home after this happened, but really on high alert once I knew I was getting ill and I knew something was wrong. Yes, ma'am.
I was just curious, for the treatment for the hepatitis C,
Yes.
Did your insurance cover it or the Metro Health did?
Great. So I am insured, and I'm insured through Metro Health, and this was also a workers' comp claim. So it's a combination of things, but my medical insurance covered the Epclusa for 3 months. It's $50,000 for the 3 months of treatment, so it's a lot of money. What's really nice is they have pharmacists for all specialty medications, so HIV or any of the Hep C meds. You have your own pharmacist kind of assigned to you. They call you, they tell you what to expect, they check in on you to make sure things are going well, you're not missing doses, etc. And they also signed me up for a copay card. So I was paying $5 out of pocket for my medication each month. I also, during that time, just was super careful with things happening in my house. My son, my teenager, takes my razor all the time, and I had to really sit him down and say, look, you can't use any of my things, nothing. I kept my washcloth, my towels, my razors, everything completely separate from everyone else. When I finally got out of bed at the end of March and did any meal prep, I wore gloves. I was just very, very careful not to cut myself, contaminate any area of my house. I did once when I was shaving my legs, and I had to bleach my tub out. So this not only affects all of you, it affects you on a personal level and at home. It affected work because while I was off, we had almost no enrollment. I don't think I even mentioned that to you, but pretty much our study took a nosedive on enrollment, and we almost didn't get funded for the following quarter because enrollment dropped so much. It's nice to know I'm needed. And I'm sharing this with you not because I want to be known as, hey, there's the woman with hepatitis C, because it is embarrassing. You know, I didn't want to tell people this happened. When I was coming in for treatment here, seeing the hepatologist, you know, my coworkers would see me. I looked jaundiced. I looked like death. And they're like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? And, you know, they want to know that you're doing okay, but it's something that almost you can't hide it because I looked so ill.
It does only take a second. But when it happens, Metro Health takes care of you. That's why I'm reminding you to contact the employee health clinic immediately if your skin is broken by a needle, scalpel, or other medical instrument, or you've been splashed with blood or other bodily fluid. It happens more often than you might think, about 250 times a year. And it can happen to any employee no matter what you do or where you work. You don't want to be one of them. As you saw in this video, exposure to blood and other fluids can have a devastating effect on you and your family. And about 50 of those 250 cases, employees may have been exposed to hepatitis B or C or HIV. That means they must undergo blood tests for the next 6 months. And in the case of an HIV exposure, begin taking medications immediately to keep from getting the disease. The stress of waiting on you and your family is something else we want to prevent. The wait changes your life. There is no sharing of razors or toothbrushes. There's no unprotected sex, no day without worry. And I should know. I got stuck by a needle from an HIV-infected patient in 1985 and had to put my life on hold for almost a year while I waited to find out if I was infected. So please be extra careful. And remind your coworkers too. It only takes a second.
Yeah, it looks like we pretty well finished up with what we had to do here. Let's get this thing closed up pretty quickly. I have a meeting to go to later on, so let's get this thing closed up quickly.
We can handle that.
Be careful.
Okay,
Why don't you
great.
come around here?
Can I get a knifer?
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I also get some closure, please?
Yeah, you want one too?
Yes, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, I'm a little concerned that you guys are suturing close to each other.
No, it's fine. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, we got this.
We got it.
Been training for 5 years for this.
Don't worry
But
about it.
it's safety. It's
No,
our
no, that's-
protocol here.
We're fine. We're fine. Don't worry about it.
You guys are getting a little too close there.
Ow! Ah! Mm.
Okay, it looks like we're pretty well done here. Again, good job.
Yeah, okay.
Patient's still stable, so I think I have a meeting in a little bit, so let's try to get this closed up pretty
Okay.
quickly. Just be careful.
Yeah, I'll handle
I'll
that.
step out of the way here so you guys can get that thing done. Why don't you come around this side over
Great.
here?
Sounds good.
Can I get closure?
Yeah. Ovicle, right?
Yes. Please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, can I also get some closure?
Yeah, sure. You want
Nope,
to go
scissors. It's a safety issue. I'm concerned if you close with him.
I mean, I haven't gotten to
Scissors,
close in 2
Connor.
months.
Scissors.
Come on.
Too?
Scissors.
I think you're right.
All right, all right.
Okay. Well, I mean, it'd be quicker if we both had closure, but
Doesn't matter. Use scissors.
you're right. You're right.
Won't be quicker if you're going to the lab.
You're right. You're right.
Very good. Okay, that's why we got it pretty good, right?
All right. Yeah. Can you give me a cut?
We'll cut there. Okay, let's go. We go to the skin now. Have
All
take
ready
the
for
skin
skin
picture.
now? Yeah.
All right. Skin suture.
All right. Okay, let's get this done quickly.
Ah!
What happened?
There's a needle up here.
Well, yeah, I put it there.
Well, you didn't say
I
anything.
thought you knew.
How am I supposed to know if you don't say anything? That's what I got a neutral zone for.
Okay, well, listen, are you bleeding?
Yeah, I'm bleeding.
Okay, all right, well, listen, we gotta get this closed. Can we have someone come in and scrub in for you? You need to go to the
Probably
lab.
not.
All right.
Well,
Is
what are
anybody
we gonna
available?
do?
You're gonna have to do it by yourself now.
All right, well, prior to you. All right, good. All right, that looks good.
Good.
Let's get this thing cut.
Okay, thank you.
We need to get this thing closed up. We can go to the skin now. Can we have the skin
All right.
sutures?
Yeah, I'm ready for skin.
Connor. Connor.
Yeah.
Needle on your male in your neutral zone.
All right, I see it. Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Here's your skin.
All right,
Thank you,
great,
sir.
thanks. All right, good. That looks pretty good. We had some bleeding down in
Yeah,
there.
a little
Let's
bit.
get that under control.
I need a hemostat.
Hey, I've got some bleeding down here.
From
It's
what?
What?
There's a knife in his leg.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Should I consult vascular?
Well, let's see what, let's assess the situation here for.
What happened?
Well, it's pulsating. Looks like we gotta hold some pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's a problem. Okay, well, let's get, you deal with that, just put pressure on it, we'll get this under control up here. for a
Here, I got
second.
this. We're gonna need more towels.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. That knife's contaminated also, just so you know.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That's pretty good. Let's get that bleeding under control there, okay? Get rid of that knife, get a hemostat, let's get this thing under control.
Sharp in your neutral zone.
All right, thank you.
Hemostat, thank you.
Good. See if you can grab that side. You wanna grab the Bovie down there? We're gonna need that Bovie just a little bit.
It's right there.
All right, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good. If a couple more, I think we're under control. That looks pretty good in there. I think that we'll inject some local in here, then we'll do our final closure like that. So
Okay.
I'm gonna need a little retraction in there. So have the local?
Local? 5%
Okay.
Marcaine?
Okay. So I need a little more retraction in there, okay, so I can get that in there. Ow! Ah! God! You can't put your hands in the wound.
You said you needed more
I know,
retraction.
but you gotta use the instrument. You don't put your fingers in there.
Ah, man. I gotta go scrub out.
All right, I'll take over the
All right,
retractor.
all right.
I gotta go to the lab.
Good. I think we got that pretty close, pretty well down there. I think that we're gonna want to inject some local in there before we close up the skin. So test it. Local, please.
Yep.
Need to see down there a little bit deeper there. It's just not deep enough where I just can't see.
All right, can I get a longer retraction?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Great. So,
What? That's a lot better. Okay, good. I can see it
Better.
there now. Yeah.
Okay.
The local.
I got some 0.5% Marcaine there for you.
Okay, anesthesia, 0.5% Marcaine going in. Good, that's good exposure. Pull a little bit more. Well, that's perfect. Perfect.
Okay, good.
Okay, got it. All right, we're good.
all right, great.
Sharp coming back to you.
I'm sending the neutral zone. Thank
All right,
you.
great. Good. We'll take our sutures now. We'll finish closing up.
Okay.
Let's have a cut there. Just cut that short there for me. All right, thanks.
Here.
And get this needle back to him. All right. Guarding the needle. Here we go. All right.
Thank
Good.
you.
Let's keep going. All right, I'm gonna take the skin stitch now, please.
Oh, okay.
Some Addison. All right, thank you.
That's fine.
One more stitch down there, and I think we got it. That actually looks pretty good. All right, I think we're gonna move on to the next layer. I'm gonna get this needle back to him. Here we go.
Could you not guard it and just set it in my
Oh,
neutral
sorry.
zone?
All right, no problem. This
Next.
I was just trying to protect you from getting stuck.
Yeah, but then I gotta handle it all kinds of different ways, and now I gotta do this to try to not get stuck.
All right.
It's a little bit easier if I just
All right,
get it
sorry,
back loaded.
sorry.
It's
You're right,
okay.
You're right, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
All right.
You ready for skin now?
Yep, let's get ready for skin.